Welcome you guys to The Deed. We're gonna start a new game. Because I can't load one. Pilgrim Adventures. Fuck yeah, let's play the intro. Game options. Resets game. Access menu and inventory. Scotland, November 1945. Oh yeah. My name is Aaron Bruce, son of Malcolm Bruce and rightful heir to Dunshiel House. I have recently discovered that my tyrant of a father intends to disinherit me in favor of my deranged younger sister. My relationship with my family is strained, to say the least. I have decided that the time has come for my sister to be removed from this ghastly equation. I intend to put her out of her misery. Unfortunately, my sister never leaves the confines of Dunshiel House, which makes the matter more complicated. I have not visited the family home in quite some time. I can't bear to be in that hellhole for long. However, my presence on the night of my father's 50th birthday will cause no suspicion. I must choose the timing and method of the deed very carefully. Tonight is the night I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Bloody hell, George. Who has been responsible for maintaining the gardens? Used to be Big Jack Willis, sir. He's been dead for almost a year now. I do a little here and there. Can't do much on account of my bad back, though. My sister hasn't offered to help you, then? Miss Jennifer isn't really the outdoor type, sir. I know, George. It was a joke. Very funny, sir. Let's go inside before the ocean comes to Dunshiel. This rain is really loud. Homecoming. Converse with your relatives and search the house for useful objects. Objects are divided into two categories: items of evidence and weapons. You will only be allowed to pick up 2 objects from around the house before dinner commences, so choose wisely. After dinner, you will have the chance to plant an item of evidence, if you wish, and then commit the murder. There are many ways to do the deed, but only the cunning will succeed. Oh, thank God it's quieter. Good evening, Mr. Aaron. May I take your coat? Sure. Only if I can take your coat. No, I want to play the cool, coy guy. Because, I am. Yes, take this blasted wet thing off me. You're new, aren't you? Sophia is my name. I recognize you from your pictures, Mr. Aaron. I'm not new exactly. I've been employed by your family for almost a year. It's just that you have never visited before. I've been busy. My work keeps me very busy, unfortunately. I understand. I've been away from my family a lot since I started this job. You are here now, and I'm sure you are eager to meet with the others. Your father is in the library, on your left, and your mother is in the parlor, which is on your right. Your sister is upstairs in her room, I think. I know my way. Thank you for your help, Sophia. You're very welcome, Mr. Aaron. I will be in the kitchen preparing dinner. I'll sound the bell when dinner is served. Cool. Excuse me if my voice sounds weird and I keep sniffling, because I have a cold. But, alright, let's go see my mom. Hey, Mom. I see you made it, Aaron. Forgive me if I don't stand. Your mere presence has almost given me a heart attack. Dude, that's fucked up, Mom. Hello, Mother. Please sit down if you want to talk properly, Aaron. I don't want to crane my neck looking up at you. Like in the seat here? Ah. So, Aaron, you finally managed to make it up here for a visit. Please tell me you aren't just here to cause trouble. Oh, you think I'm an asshole too? No. No, Mother. I'm not here to cause trouble. Quite the opposite. Oh? Our family has been dysfunctional for a long time, and I have to take some responsibility for that. For what it's worth, I apologize for any stress that my behavior has caused you over the years. I see. You'll forgive me if I am a little skeptical about this sudden change in your attitude, Aaron. However, if we can get through today without any drama, then I would appreciate it. Have you been up to see your sister yet? She has been going through an unusually difficult time recently. Let's play the caring brother. You sound worried. Do you think it's serious? I have not seen her this bad in a long time. Do you remember that summer when she... with the razor in the bathroom? Yes, I remember. That was the last time I remember seeing her like this. So yes, to answer your question, I am worried. Anyway, you should go and talk to your father, if you haven't already. Wish him a happy birthday. Oh, and at least try to sound like you mean it. Yeah, right, my dad's an ass. But if I want to win that inheritance, I gotta play the good guy. Even now, the familiar musty smell of your father's library fills you with dread as you step inside. You have too many bad memories of this room. Oh, it looks like a dog. Your father's best friend, a hunting dog named Beastie. The dog looks at you for a moment and walks away when it realizes you have no food. What's in here? These shelves are labeled arts and culture. British history. Looks like just paper. This is a hefty tome of Bruce family history. You feel sleepy just looking at it. Well, Dad, let's talk. Get away, boy. That chair is for the dog. Oh, can I sit next to you? Don't even think about sitting there. Alright, I'll go over here then. When your father isn't looking, you quietly open the top drawer of the desk and take a look inside. It seems to be filled with his memorabilia. One of the items sends a shiver through your bones. The cruel leather tawse your father used to beat you with when you were a child. Perhaps if you planted it in the right place, it might raise questions. Now let's leave it for now. The plant evidence, that's so cool. Hello, Father. Your father remains silent for several moments, and a chill seems to pass through the library. When he finally speaks, it is in a quiet and bitter tone. You told me you never enter this house again, boy. Why are you here? To see you, of course. It's obvious why I am here. I want to put all that unpleasantness behind us and wish you a happy 50th birthday. Happy? You honestly think this is a happy day for me? Another day when I can watch my life's work crumble into nothing. Another day to see our bloodline slit its own throat. You know how to make me happy. Move back to Dunshire. Take your proper place and do your damn duty. Alright, let's see. Well, I'm not gonna be your bitch if I do. Move back to Dunshire so you can insult and torment at your whim, as you have always done? Not likely, Father. Not in 100 years. You still haven't learned to watch your mouth, have you? You're the same snot-nosed brat you always were, boy. Obviously, I didn't give you enough discipline as a child. Nope. You gave me dozens of beatings, Father. I remember every single one of them. Did you ever consider trying another method, perhaps? Not for a moment. You were always a snide little weasel. The best I could do was to beat some of it out of you. You should be thanking me for it, not trying to condemn me. I think I have heard enough from you. Get out of here. Wow, my dad is an asshole. I wonder if I can frame him for something. Okay, so my sister's upstairs. Let's go check out the rest of the house. Walking into the pantry, you begin to salivate at the promising scent of roast beef coming from the kitchen beyond. Yeah. You find nothing interesting in the drawers. On top of the cabinet, however, you see a blue box marked rat poison. Nah, too messy. I'm not cleaning up the vomit. What is this? Seems the maid has left a sharp kitchen knife unattended. How foolish of her. Nah, maybe not now. What's in here? There's nothing especially notable about this fireplace. What are we making? Please don't touch that. Oh, sorry. Oh, hello, Mr. Aaron. Is there something I can do for you? What time will dinner be ready? Yes, I want to know what time dinner will be served. It won't be long, Mr. Aaron. I'm preparing your father's favorite, and I want to make sure it's cooked perfectly. Are you afraid of my... Does my father get angry if his dinner is not cooked perfectly? Please, I don't wish to speak ill of my employer. Your father is very particular about things, that's all. Trust me, I know his temper very well. I shouldn't have said anything. Please, let's not talk about this anymore. I'm sorry, I must get back to work now. I will ring the bell when dinner is ready. Alright. Oh. What else do we have in other than roast beef? Are we having, like, bread and potatoes? Or... Okay. I trust you will make the best decision. I already forgot her name. Sophia, that's what it is. What's in here? What is this? There's nothing on this old lectern. Cool, can I send this? You managed to force open the locked drawer of the writing desk. Inside you find pages of poetry, penned in your sister's handwriting. They seem to be love letters penned to an identified female. From the descriptions, you would guess it's the new maid. Interesting. Ooh. Can I frame the maid? Oh man, what should I do? Should I frame the maid? I think I will. Let's take it. Are you sure you want to take the poem? Remember, you can only pick up 2 objects. Yes. You take the most intimate and love-lorn poem you can find and hide it on your person. If planted in the right location, this could raise interesting questions about the maid's relationship with your sister. Interesting. Oh, what's down here? This is the groundskeeper's cupboard. George seems to have left it open. Among the various household tools, you spot a thick length of rope. Strangulation is certainly a tried and tested method of murder. No, that's George's. We gotta find something that's hers other than the knife. I mean, I could probably use the knife. The dusty old wine cellar is where your father likes to practice billiards. The laundry room is next door, and beyond that, the servants' quarters. Cool. Your father always kept an impressive amount of wine stocked in the house. He's a drunkard, that's why. He's a fucking asshole. Ah, what's this? There's nothing in here but wet laundry. You find nothing of interest among the maid's supplies. There's nothing in this drawer but clothes hanging belonging to the maid. There's a mirror. A broken mirror sits upon the maid's desk. Odds are that it belongs to your sister, and the maid has been hiding it here after accidentally breaking it. A shard of glass from the mirror would be a poetic murder weapon. Poetic? Why would you use those words? Broken glass from the maid's room. Hell yeah. Sure you want to take the broken glass? Remember, you can only pick up 2 objects. Wait a minute. Broken glass. Would it be too much if I left the broken glass in here and the poems to her in this room as well? Now let's fuck it. Let's do it. Take the sharpest piece of broken glass and hide it on your person for later. Again, a bell invites me. This time to dinner, it seems. Aw, shit, I didn't even go see the sister. Dinner is served. Sophia, would you come here a moment? Yes, ma'am. Pour me some more wine. Yes, ma'am. But, madam. Oh, what is it, George? I must protest. It has always been my duty to pour the wine at dinner. Oh, well, I don't want to cause any trouble. Nonsense. What does it matter, George? Stop being overly pedantic. But I... Alright, so... since I'm framing the maid, I'm going to make it sound like the staff is a piece of shit. Are you going to let George get away with his disobedience, Mother? Of course not. You and I will have words after dinner, George. Yes, Madame. Let your mother deal with it, would you? You don't need your interference. Oh, is that her? An interfering little rat, isn't he, Daddy? Yes, he is. Why can't you ever keep your mouth shut, boy? You're right. I'm sorry. I must have had too much wine myself. You better not let it happen again. Sophia, could you come here, please? Yes, Miss Jennifer. I just wanted to say that was the loveliest meal I've ever tasted. I don't know how you do it, you cunning pixie. You are too kind, miss. Of course I will have tea and cakes for you in the drawing room as usual after dinner. Oh, you are so good to me, you sweet thing. So very, very good to me. I'm gonna do it. Really, you two? You don't need to broadcast your affection so obviously in public. I'm sorry, Mr. Aaron? I never... Shush, rat. Go crawl into a hole somewhere. Ah, she's a bitch. That's quite enough of your silly jokes, Aaron. Anyway, let's not forget why we are here today. To celebrate your father's birthday. Such a very important occasion for us all. You are so dear to us, Malcolm. Happy birthday, Daddy. Indeed, happy birthday, Father. Let's hope it will be one to remember. Doing the deed. Now is the time to quickly plant any items of evidence you have. To do so, simply enter the desired room and select the item in your inventory. When you are ready, enter the drawing room to do the deed. Okay, so that must be her down the bottom. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. Should I... There's a mirror. You look at your own reflection in the mirror. Funny, you don't look like much like a mirror. Yeah. What? Mother says dinner is ready. Go away, little rat. Jennifer, what are you doing? Why do you stare at your reflection like that? Stop making fun of me. I'm not making fun. I really want to know. I just wish that... What, Jennifer? What do you wish? I'd wish you go drown in a lake. Mother is waiting for you. Wow. What a bitch. My sister's obsession with mirrors goes right back to her childhood. I never did understand why. That's fucked up. What is this? A familiar portrait of your great-uncle. Uncle Thomas Bruce, who was a highly respected author. That's nice. Well, let's go plant this love letter in the maid's room. Not the maid's room. Where the hell was that at? Oh, that's right. It was down here. No. Oh. You sure you wanna... No. Oh, man. I almost screwed that up, didn't I? Alright, let's, which room was it? Was it on the right? No, I think it was the left. Yeah. Alright. Well, I can save. Items. Boom. Come hither, thou sweet and flame-haired maiden. Let's play the games which have been forbidden. In dusty old rooms of this home in which I live in, come hither to me and do my sweet bidding. You find yourself unable to continue reading this poem. You're pretty sure that forbidden isn't a word, and that the rest doesn't really rhyme. Do you want to plant this? Yeah. You decided to conceal this item underneath the maid's pillow. That ought to be quite incriminating. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's go, kill my sister. Hey, bud. Excuse me, George. Oh, man. Are you sure you want to enter the drawing room? Yes. You see Jennifer staring out of the window ahead of you, lost in one of her strange moods. She hasn't noticed you enter the drawing room. Now's the time. Oh, what's this? An assortment of family records and heirlooms are contained within this ornate glass cabinet. Huh. Choose the murder weapon. Your sister cries out in surprise as you grab her from behind, and you quickly muffle those cries with one hand before pressing the shard of broken glass against her throat. She struggles valiantly as you cut her throat again, but you manage to hold her in place until she finally goes limp. You drop her lifeless body to the ground along with the broken glass. It's time to leave this room before your deed is discovered. Oh, do I have to, like, go hide or something? Oh, yep, 10 seconds. Fuck. Screw it, this one's the closest. I've been in here this whole time looking at this lamp. Sounds like my deed has been discovered. Did I win? Good evening, everyone. I am Chief Inspector Winston Lewis. I understand that this is a difficult time for your family. You're damn right it is. I want to know what you're doing wasting time in here while my daughter's killer is still out there. Well, Mr. Bruce, we have found no evidence of forced entry, and nobody was seen entering or leaving the house. It would seem entirely possible, then, that the killer is in this room. What? No. That seems highly unlikely, Inspector. Perhaps it is. However, in order to follow protocol, I will have to interview each of you in turn. Miss Bruce, would you like to meet me in the library first? I suppose so. The interview. Thank you for joining me in here, Mr. Bruce. I'm sure this won't take long. Before we begin, I will need to search your person. Best to get these formalities out of the way. Is this really necessary? I'm afraid so. Turn around, please. Dead ass. Now that's out of the way, let's move on to the interview. As you know, I have already spoken to everyone else who was present in the house at the time of your sister's death. We have also now completed our initial search of the house, but we'll get to that later. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? First of all, we will run through all of your activities since your arrival. Oh shit. The maid says that you and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock, and she greeted you at the door. Later, you went to speak to the maid again, which is curious. Why did you decide to visit the kitchen? Dinner. I was hungry and wanted to know when dinner would be served. That makes sense. I understand the two of you spoke about your father and his temper. I had some concerns, yeah. I thought he might be making her life difficult. As it turns out, I was completely wrong. I see. Later on, you had a conversation with your mother, Gloria, in the parlor. She told me that you were unusually cordial. Something about wanting to apologize and make amends? Yes, I wanted to clear the air between myself and my family. I see. Do you think it is slightly suspicious that you suddenly wanted to reconcile after all this time? No, I don't think so. Very well, then. She says you spoke briefly about your sister. Apparently you seemed quite concerned about her well-being. Yeah. My mother and I were concerned that my sister might try to take her own life, as she had attempted once before. She had she? I will take a note of that. You went to see your father in the library. I understand your conversation became quite heated. My father has a very short fuse. Many of our conversations go that way. Did you say he has a violent temper? Absolutely. I see. That's good to know. You discussed the prospect of you moving back to Dunshield. You refused to do so under any circumstances, I understand. Okay, saying I couldn't bear living with them might raise suspicion that I would just wanted to kill them all, which I kind of do, but the game won't let me. But may consider in the future makes me sound like I'm changing my mind. So I'm gonna say that I have a life somewhere else, because that's probably true. My father fails to accept the fact that I have my own life now. I can't just move back here. Of course not. That's completely understandable. Did you speak to your sister before dinner? No, sadly I didn't. No, I didn't see Jennifer until dinner. Very well then. Let's move on to the events that took place during dinner. There was some trouble involving the butler, I gather. Apparently you were offended by his behavior? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I didn't think that would actually come up in a conversation again. Shit. Servants really ought another play. I had a little too much. Okay, if I say I don't remember that, he's gonna raise suspicion about my memory being foggy. If I had a little too much to drink, I could be a psychotic drunkard that kills people. So I'm gonna be an asshole. I don't know how my family puts up with it. Servants should learn to keep their mouths shut and do as they're told. That seems rather unfeeling. I didn't mean to say it like that. I will not apologize for having high expectations. At one point, you made the accusation that the maid and your sister were in some sort of inappropriate relationship. Almost certainly were, yeah. It seemed obvious enough to me, the way those two were carrying on. My parents were just oblivious to it. You believe your sister was in a lesbian relationship with the maid? Almost certainly. Interesting. Now I need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream? I was in this room. So this is the ground floor. West wing. Library. I was in the library. Yes, that's what your father told me. As I said earlier, we have completed our initial search of the property. We found a poem written by her sister which appears to clearly express romantic feelings towards the maid. Given that we found it in the maid's room, we can be sure that she had read it. Perhaps it is proof that the two of them were involved in a secret relationship. That would make her a suspect. I will certainly have more questions for her, at least. I'm curious about the murder weapon. The broken glass seemed to have come from one of your sister's mirrors. We found the rest of it in the maid's room. However, we can't rule out suicide, especially given your sister's mental condition and her obsession with mirrors. It is all very interesting. I'll be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. While some of your behavior this evening has been peculiar, I can find no cause for any significant suspicion. Score! While there is some suspicion regarding your father, I don't currently regard him as a serious suspect, but I feel quite certain that the maid isn't telling me something. The possibility of suicide must be considered, although I am personally unconvinced. Now, as for what happens next, you can go for now, but I would appreciate it if you did not leave town. I may have more questions for you later. Next, I'm going to have to arrest the maid. It is possible that an inquest might return a verdict of suicide. We'll see. Damn. Although the inspector harbored his own suspicions about you, Sophia the maid was treated as a prime suspect in the case. The evidence you had planted against her led to a trial and a swift conviction. The case caused quite a scandal in the national media, and Sophia gained a lot of unwanted celebrity in the process. She became known in the public imagination as the killer chambermaid. With no other heirs remaining, your father reversed his plans to cut you out of his will. When your parents died, you inherited everything. Dunshill House was yours, along with the fortune that came with it. However, George the butler found himself unable to continue serving in the place after what had happened. As you spent many long sleepless nights wandering through the rooms of the house, you found that its emptiness was reflected within yourself. You had become hollow inside, free of everything but the nightmares that continued to haunt you. What? Oh man. That is so cool. Oh man, I wonder how I could I'm guessing the suicide verdict is in there somewhere. I don't know how I would plant an evidence to make it seem like she killed herself. Obviously, since the mom was talking about how she attempted to kill herself in the bathroom with a razor, the piece of glass is probably a key for the suicide path. But I'm thinking I gotta plant something in, maybe the poem into her own room? Maybe the sister's room? I don't know. But guys, that was The Deed. That was really fun. That game was like $1 on Steam. I'm sure there's many more achievements, because I got one for getting the maid in jail, so I guess I can pretty much frame anybody. I can probably, let me look at the side here. Yeah, I can get caught, I can get my dad arrested, my mom, I got the maid arrested, and then the butler, and the suicide one. So there's plenty of things, and there's different achievements for these, I guess weapons and methods to use, so I guess I'll be playing this for a bit, but I'm sure I'll record something to see if suicide is an option, so you guys will probably see this again. Thanks for joining me this time, and I will see you in the next video. Later.